What's happening? Landlord from Alabama here, back with another video. And today, man, we finna go over this scheduled drop, you know, the hit list, you know, aka the op list. You understand? We just got that big news from yesterday. We got the real dates and times to where we gotta spin these blocks and, you know what I'm saying, and murder these opponents that we got. Starting off with week 1. Bucks coming to the Cowboys Stadium, you know what I'm saying, and we finally get our rematch. And you know, we was oh so close last year, you know what I'm saying, and this year we gotta take it home. We gotta get our revenge. We gotta spin back on the GOAT himself, Tom Brady. Okay, now let's go to week 2. We got the Bengals coming in, you know, the team that went to the Super Bowl and lost, you understand. So there might be a Super Bowl hangover, you know how they say. And you know, Burrow had an outstanding year. It's gonna be Burrow versus Dak. That's gonna be the big headline. And we looking at this matchup, man. You got Lyle coming back home. You got Cheeto coming back home. It's gonna be Trayvon Diggs versus Chase. You know, that's gonna be insane, man. You know, Cheeto gonna have to check CeeDee Lamb. And you know, wouldn't it be great if we can get D. Williams to get a sack on Lyle? And Lyle ain't gonna be able to do nothing with Michael Parsons. So I can't wait to see that matchup, man. We gonna see why we let Lyle go, and you know why we let Cheeto go. He ain't gonna be able to do nothing with CeeDee Lamb, man. So now let's move to week 3. And we got the filthy New York Giants, you know, the Giants, the smallest team in the world, but you know, they had an outstanding draft. I can't hate on them too bad. You know, they got Thibodeau and then they got Evan Neal from my Alabama team. So, you know, they still the stinking Giants, you know, still New York, and I don't see no reason why we should lose this game. We should dominate them boys. Your Dak is like 9-2 versus the Giants, so he literally owns them. He got a stake in the New York Giants. Now we go to week 4 with the new name team, the Washington Commanders. You know, I said I ain't commanding nothing but some L's this week. You know, this game is gonna be interesting seeing Wentz back in the NFC East, and you know, we own this, man. Wentz never played good against us, and you know, he got a new weapon in Jahan Dotson, and he got Scary Terry over there. So he hasn't even got a load of Michael Parsons yet. Like, wait till he see that 4.3 speed coming out that end. Oh, it's gonna be a whole lot of pressure coming at this man. He hasn't even seen the Cowboys with Dan Quinn defense, so I feel sorry for, you know, wheelchair Wentz. And now let's go to the week 5 matchup. The Super Bowl champs, you know, at the Rams, and that's gonna be insane, man. You know, this is your Super Bowl matchup. You want to see who you are against a team of this caliber. This is the measuring stick type game, and hopefully the Cowboys can go in there and, you know, shock the world, because, you know, we're gonna be underdogs for sure in that game. And you know, it's Dak versus Stafford. You want to prove yourself. You want to be amongst these elite quarterbacks and show the world who you really are, Young Rain Dakota. You're gonna have to go up into LA, you know, our second home, and get this dub against the Super Bowl champs. Then, you know, you got Trayvon Diggs versus Cooper Kupp. That's gonna be an insane matchup. Trey say he wanna be a lockdown. Let's see, can you lock down the best wide receiver from last year. Now week 6, you got the filthy Philadelphia Eagles, and you know, Jalen Hurts, you know, Mr. Run Around, and you know, run right anytime he see pressure. But you know, they got all the hype of the offseason. They made the most dangerous moves. They gambled the most. They went and got A.J. Brown, and they drafted Jordan Davis. So, you know, it's a whole lot of hype around the filthy Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm not afraid of those guys, man. We run the East. We showed that last year. And just getting a pretty bad quarterback some more weapons, I think it can help them a little bit, but that's not gonna solve all your problems over there in Philadelphia. Let's move on to the next week. Week 7 against the Lions, man. You know, we got Jared Goff versus Dak, the outstanding rookie from Alabama, you know, Jameson Williams, man, and it's gonna be Trey versus Jameson. So I can't wait to see how that materializes, see what happens in that matchup, man. But you know, the Lions are a pretty terrible team, and I would be banging on Jerry Jones' doors if we can't get a W in that game. So let's move on to the next week. Week 8, we got the Bears, you know, Justin Fields versus Dak. You know, one game last year, Justin Fields had like 9 sacks, and it was just ridiculous. But I think he got a little potential, but I don't know if he gonna be the ounce in Chicago. But we'll see what they kind of muster up, but that should be a dub for our Dallas Cowboys. Okay, week 9, we got a bye, so I like the positioning of the bye. It's in a decent half mark of the season. It's not too early, not too late. I like the positioning. It's a good time to have a bye in week 9. Week 10 is gonna be one of the biggest games of the year. This is the game that everybody's waiting on, man. You got the return of Mike McCarthy against the Packers. Cowboys at Packers. We going to Lambeau Field. You know, it might be snowing. It might be, you know, a blizzard out there. I ain't no telling, man, but we gonna have to be ready. Dak versus A-Rod, so it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be outstanding. I can't wait to see that game. That's gonna be probably one of the better games of the year. And you know, A-Rod kinda, you know, with his hand behind his back, losing Devontae Adams to the Raiders, so that's gonna be a big time game, man. Dallas, I like Dallas a lot in that game, man. We should be able to go up there and get the job done. Okay, week 11, we going to the Vikings. You know, we got to play Kirk Cousins versus Dak. You know, we got Justin Jefferson versus Trey Diggs. Man, I can't wait on that matchup. I already know they say Justin Jefferson supposed to be better than CD, but I don't really see it. I think CD had the short end of the stick with Dak being hurt. He probably would have had an even better rookie year. We did even get them last year, man, without Dak. So I'm not seeing those boys beating us at all, man. We should go in there and get a W easily against this team. Okay, week 12, we back with the Giants. You know, they coming to us, I believe. So that we already talked about the Giants and Danny Dimes and all that, man. So let's move to week 13. We going to the Colts, you know. Matt Ryan being at the helm at the quarterback position for them. So we might not know what we're going to get. We're going to have to see how it is. But the matchup I'm looking for is Micah versus Jonathan Taylor. That's going to be insane, man. Jonathan Taylor was one of the more productive backs last year. He had an outstanding season. He was great at his college team. I believe he was out of Wisconsin. He was great there. So I can't wait to see this matchup. Then, you know, we go to week 14. We at the Texans. And honestly, I don't know what the Texans got going on. I can't even lie. I don't even know who their quarterback is. So, you know, that should be an easy dub. So let's just move on. Let's go to week 15. We at the Jags. You know, we going to Jacksonville. It's probably going to be great weather, beautiful, you know. Trevor Lawrence versus Dak Prescott. That's going to be a good matchup. I don't think the Jags have a decent team yet. You know, they still building. They probably still be one of the top 5 picks in the draft next year. So, you know, that should be an easy dub, man. Then you got the filthy Philadelphia Eagles again in week 16. And, you know, we already talked about them. Let's move on to week 17. We got the Tennessee Titans, man. We at the Titans in Nashville, and I love to see this matchup. You know, Ryan Tannehill versus Dak Prescott. Then you got Derrick Henry versus Michael Parsons. That's going to be insane, man. Our run defense will be tested in that game. Then week 17, you know, we got the Washington Commanders, you know, the Commanders. And, you know, we already talked about them Scary Terry, you know, Jahan Dotson. They got a lot of decent little weapons, but, you know, they got wheelchair Wentz, so we ain't too worried about that. But that pretty much wraps up the schedule, man. It's a decent schedule. We don't have too many road games in a row, so I like what I can see from this, man. I feel like we should fare out pretty well with this schedule. Now for my record prediction, man, I'm gonna see what I believe that the Cowboys gonna pull out as a record. You know, I feel like we will win the NFC East. If we don't, you know, fire Mike McCarthy, make him walk the plank, kick him out of there right now. But I feel like we'll go 12-5. You know, I'm trying to be a little modest. We might win one more, lose one more. You know, the season kind of unpredictable at this point, and I call BS on the easiest schedule in the league type stuff. You don't know what these teams gonna be until they actually play. But That's all I got for you today, man. Just holla at your boy, Landlord from Alabama, with the same handle on all social media, man. And like I say, 1K, one love, Cowboys Nation. Let's go.